for me.
Judge Taylor.
Yeah, because I do her Zoom. So when I go to other courtrooms, her name comes up. And maybe it won't do it this time. Let's see. Usually it does.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Miss Marble, you were retained, right?
Yes, I was retained on both of them.
I thought so. Miss Carson,
Yes.
you've been retained out by Miss Marble. You're on
Thank
Riggs,
you.
right?
Yes, Riggs, yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Good morning, Miss Bates.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Who are you on, Miss Bates?
Caria Maddox.
How are you doing? Well, thanks.
I don't see Maddox. Oh, it's the exam. It's the exam for 10:15. Okay. You know that's the exam.
It's set for exam today?
Yes, at 10:15.
Oh no, I guess we were just retained. Didn't know. Okay, let me figure some things out.
It's at 10:15.
10:15. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, she's on too, Miss Bates.
Okay.
Did you need to talk to her or?
Yeah, I'll give her a call. Cause yeah, for whatever reason, our office has it on our schedule for a PC today.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Woodyard, where Mr. Berg go? Okay, I'll let him in.
Yep, you're 2 steps ahead of me. Thank you.
Let me pull some files real quick. I got Taylor and Jean. Taylor and Riggs. Taylor and Riggs.
Love you back.
All right, any other attorney? Oh, I see Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts, who are you on?
I haven't checked him as well.
I'm sorry. Go ahead,
I have
Counselor. Who are you on, Counselor?
So yesterday I called the court to ask to adjourn the exam on Summers that is being held tomorrow. We were recently retained. And I believe it was you who advised me to get on Zoom today at 8:30 to request this adjournment.
What was the defendant's name?
Ronald Summers. I can give you the case number.
No, I don't. Anyone else need to check in?
And good morning, Madam Clerk. This is Jonathan
Good morning.
Roberts checking in on Kenneth Douglas.
Go ahead, Mr. Roberts.
Yes, thank you. Checking in on Kenneth Douglas.
All right. All right,
Thank
I got it. Thank you. Anyone else need to check in? That's it? That's all the attorneys I got? Yeah, I already got him checked in. People, there just must be a lot of defendants here. Oh, here's Norma, Taylor. We got Mr. Riggs. It sounds like somebody's car windshield wipers. Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. Can you change it to just court reporter? Or either that or make me co-host and I can, you know, or make me co-host and I can change it.
Well, I'm co-host.
It could be more than one.
It can.
Uh-huh.
All right. Here, I'll read.
Because
What do you
usually,
want me to put? Just court reporter?
yeah. Because usually Gary and I both are co-hosts. Well, judging.
Anyone else need to check in?
Thanks.
Yes. Oh, okay, I have you. Okay, thank you, Miss Taylor and Mr. Rick. Is that Mr. Riggs or Bird? I have you both checked in, okay?
Thank
There's a lot of names on here, huh?
Mr. Berg, you have to remove your hat in court.
That's not Mr. Bird.
No, Mr. Riggs. You mean.
Mr. Riggs?
Mr. Riggs, he's connecting, Judge. Yeah. Issue. Good morning. Is there any attorney that needs to check in that has not checked in? Courtroom 233, Judge Jones, courtroom 1-800. Good, how are you? Who are you on this front? Hubert. Okay. It says go far, you retained? Okay. Okay, I'll let you that. Anyone else need to check in that has not checked in?
Good morning, yes.
Your name?
Attorney Terrell Lockhart.
All right, Mr. Lockhart, what case are you on?
I have Antonia Martin.
Are you retained, Mr. Lockhart?
No, I'm appointed.
What are they not putting in the right attorneys? Right, even Miss Burton is on Tammy Hubert. Can I have your P number, Mr. Lockhart?
I'm sorry, did you say email?
Your P number, please.
Yes, ma'am. It's 86077.
I'm sorry, you gotta repeat that.
P86077.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other attorney need to check in that has not checked in? No. Okay. Well, I got a few ready right now, so.
All right, 36th District Court, City of Detroit, State of Michigan is now in session with the Honorable Judge Ronald Giles presiding. Thank you.
Are you sober? Oh. That's okay.
I'm ready.
Oh. Calling case number 2358957, the people of the state of Michigan versus Charles Riggs. Defendant number 1 is charged with count 1, police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing. Habitual offender, third notice. The people of the state of Michigan versus Norma Taylor. Defendant number 2 is charged with count 2, police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ava Lewis for the people, P85520.
Good morning to this honorable court. Carla Marable, P number 62755, on behalf of Mr. Riggs and Ms. Taylor.
Mr. Riggs, you want to state your name for the record, please?
RIGGS.
State your name.
No, state your name. Say your name, Mr. Taylor.
Norma Taylor,
Riggs.
NERMA, last name Taylor, TAYLOR.
Okay, and state your name, Mr. Riggs.
Charles Riggs.
Charles Riggs.
RIGGS.
What happened to my stuff?
Okay, are both of you in the same room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're getting the feedback.
Oh, let me step out.
Yeah. And Mr. Riggs, so you know, in the future, I don't do t-shirts in my courtroom. I don't do t-shirts or sweats, even on Zoom. So next time you come back, make sure you dress for court, all right?
All right.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Marable,
Today is set for the PCC. The prosecutor just sent me like 2 minutes ago the discovery on this particular case. We can either set it for another PCC so I can read over the discovery and see if it's the exam that we're going to hold, but more than likely we will be holding this exam. So I'm just asking for an exam date.
all right, we're gonna set it for exam. Your client's willing to waive any potential conflict of interest, being that you're representing both of them.
Yes, Your Honor.
I need you to have them do that on the record.
Okay. Yes, I did talk to them Friday about the conflict. I'm gonna start off with Mr. Riggs. Mr. Riggs, you know that I'm representing you and Ms. Taylor, and that we talked about the conflicts, about if there's defenses for Ms. Taylor, I can't use against you. There may be any conflicts. You're waiving all conflicts so that I can be the attorney for both of you, correct, Mr. Riggs?
Yes, ma'am, by all means.
Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor?
Yes, ma'am.
You're waiving all conflicts between you and Mr. Riggs on this particular case so that I can represent both of you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is that satisfactory, Your Honor?
Sounds good to me. People have any?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Are you available October 3rd at 9 o'clock?
October what?
Okay, Sam.
October 3rd at 9 o'clock.
I start a trial October 2nd. Can we have the end of October? Because I'm in trial. It's going to probably
No,
be.
wait. No. I'm not putting it off that far. I have to do this case.
I know.
Far.
I start a trial October the 2nd. It's gonna go maybe 5 days. Can we do the 12th or the 13th?
On this case, I'm gonna rain.
They were arraigned on,
Number 17.
yep. Yeah, that's the one. That was from yesterday. He hasn't. Yeah.
The 9th is your 21st day.
What day is the 21st?
The 9th is your 21st day. What do we have on the 9th? What do we have?
On the 9th?
Yeah, October.
Let's do it that day, Your Honor.
9 o'clock on October 9th.
Yes, 9 o'clock.
Want me to print it for you, Judge?
All right, anything else?
That's it. See you on the 9th, Your Honor, at 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Party's ready on Marlin Berg.
Yes.
Calling case number 22-55515, the people of the state of Michigan versus Marlin Berg. Defendant is charged with count 1, controlled substance, delivery, manufacturing, cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic, 50 to 449 grams. Habitual offender, fourth notice. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Agent Lewis for the people, P 85520.
And Judge Giles, good morning to you, sir, and good morning to your staff. Michael Woodyard, my IP number is 64612. I am a staff attorney with Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit, and we represent Mr. Berg. Mr. Berg, say good morning, will you please, and say your name, please.
Good morning. My name is Marlin Berg.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Send this matter for exam.
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to have an in-person preliminary examination.
October 3rd at 9 o'clock.
I think the 3rd is a bad day. As long as that works for you, Mr. Berg, the 9th, I'm sorry, the 3rd at 9 a.m.
He's a defendant at work.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Judge, that's fine.
All right.
Your Honor, may I ask very briefly, the prosecutor in the courtroom, Madam Prosecutor, will you be handling this case at exam also?
I'm not sure it's possible.
I'd like to send a discovery request. May I send it to you, please? And what is your email address?
Send it to the court. It's better to send it to the court.
Mr. Wade, just send it to the court so the court can sign it. It'll be in the record. We'll share it with the prosecutor. That way, if you don't get discovery, the court can act on his orders.
I appreciate that, Judge, and I will. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Berg, you can log off, sir.
All right, thanks. Have a good day, everybody.
No, the 3rd. 3rd, 9 o'clock.
Party's ready on Lewis Bowden.
Ready, Your Honor.
Calling case number 23-58636, the people of the state of Michigan versus Lewis Bowden. Defendant is charged with count 1, controlled substance, delivering, manufacturing cocaine, heroin, and another narcotic, 50 to 449 grams. Habitual offender, second notice. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angel Lewis for the people, P 85520.
And good morning, Your Honor. May it please the Honorable Court and your staff, Melvin Houston, P number 36280. Your Honor, I was appointed on this case on the 20th of this month, and I have made efforts to try and contact Mr. Bowen. I've also checked the register of actions for this court, and it's unclear as to whether or not he has retained counsel or not. The RRA does not show me it's been appointed, so there's a lot of confusion. And apparently this matter was before the court earlier. And I believe there was a capious issue.
Capious on 9/12.
Yeah, I mean, it's been here a while, and he's not responding to me, so I don't know how the court wants to handle this. If the court waives his appearance, I'll send him a letter as opposed to trying to call him using a number that's not working.
It's not retained, Judge. They just reappointed it to
Right.
him.
Yeah. Let's see. Capious.
Yeah, I know he made some comments during.
He's
I think Mr. Brown was there.
He's had another attorney, and he did make some comments during my review of discovery about retaining the services of Mr. Upshaw. They were carrying him away in handcuffs.
Same thing he said last time, you know, this. So,
He is, I'm sorry, he is on.
He is. So maybe he did get the message.
Mr. Bowden? Can't see if he's connected or not.
Louis Bowden.
Yeah.
Someone that's connected.
Mr. Bowden?
He's on. So we'll set this matter for exam.
Very well, Your Honor.
October 3rd at 9:15.
All right, Your Honor, I will make efforts to again communicate with my client, let him know it's set for an in-person preliminary examination, and that he should make arrangements. To
Oh,
be
he's
here
on
in
there
person.
right now. Mr. Bowden?
Yeah, he's asleep. They're trying to wake him up now.
What is your name, sir? What is your name? What is your last name? Oh. Yeah. What case are you in? Okay.
Mr. Bowden?
Hello.
State your name, sir.
Louis Bowden.
Thank you. All right, your exam is in person, set for October 3rd at 9:15. That's courtroom 233 in 36th District Court.
Yes, sir.
All right, and your attorney is here in court. He needs a contact number for you.
I need your pen. I need your pen. Okay, I'm listening to y'all.
Oh, well, can you give him your number?
I'll give him my number, Your Honor. Give me a call, Mr. Bowden. My number is area code 313
313. Let me see your phone, man. Just let me see your phone, please. 313, sir.
Okay, 835.
313-835.
6479.
6479. Okay,
Yes.
can I repeat it one more time for you? 313-865-6479.
835.
835-6479.
That is correct.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Bowen, so you know, in the future, I don't do T-shirts, I don't do sweats in my courtroom. So you dress
Yes,
for
sir.
court, with a collar, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you in person on the 3rd.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
36 gift. Okay, thank you.
Okay, you can log off, Mr. Bowden.
Okay.
I believe Asia Thomas is in the breakout room or is in the waiting room. Is there any way we can do that?
I don't have her, I don't see her. If she
Yeah,
didn't name her device, I can't let her in.
She sent me a text that she is here. You know what? She's here. She's wearing a red scarf or a red vest, but she is present.
Counselor, she has to name her device or we won't let her in. She has
All
to put
right.
her name, her device.
All right, let me tell her. I don't know if she knows how to do that.
Well, then she doesn't get in.
All right, I'm texting her.
Yeah, Tammy Hubert. Ms. Burton, are you on? She must have.
I'm here.
I said Burton, not Martin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, she is. She's on.
Are you ready, Ms. Burton?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Burton.
Ms. Burton.
Burton, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Sure, I'm ready.
Calling case number 2055864, the people of the state of Michigan versus Tammy Hubert. Defendant is charged with count 1, controlled substance possession, cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic less than 25 grams. Count 2, operating license suspended, revoked, denied. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause. Counselor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Agent Lewis for the people, P85520.
And yes, good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Delphia Burton appearing on behalf of Ms. Hubert. My P number is 47688.
All right, good morning. Is Ms. Hubert on?
I don't think so.
I don't see, I did speak to her yesterday and I gave her the Zoom information. She.
All right. You willing to waive our appearance for the purpose of this hearing?
Yes, Your Honor. And if we could just go ahead and set it for exam, set for the 3rd.
All right, you available October 3rd at 9:30?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else?
No, okay. I didn't know if the court was done. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. I'll let her know.
Thank you. Take care.
Your Honor, I just texted my client. My client says she's been on since 8 o'clock in the morning. She does not know how to rename herself. She sent me an image of herself. She's wearing a red vest for work.
We can't see who's in the breakout.
We can't see the breakout room, Counselor. If she doesn't change it, she won't let her in. We have to waive her appearance and we'll go
I
forward.
can waive her appearance. It's a waiver, Your Honor.
Well.
Oh, she has me in.
Oh, it's a waiver of the exam?
Yes, it's a waiver of the exam. She is present. I don't know how to tell her to name her. She said she's been on since 8 o'clock in the morning.
Well, there's a lot of people on. We have no idea, who is who unless they name their devices.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to do that.
Well, I can't get her on.
Okay, so can I waive her appearance? For the
Oh,
waiver? I mean, I don't really want to do that. I just don't know how to, how does she, how
If
does
she's
she
gonna-
change?
Wait, hold on, please. If she's waiving her preliminary exam, then no, you can't waive her presence. She has
Right,
to be
okay.
here.
How do I tell her to change her name? I don't even know how to change her name on her app. What does she need to do?
She's gonna have to log back off and then log on. It should say to name the device.
Right.
When she does that? All right, fine. I will tell her to do that.
Log off. She has
Tell her to log
log
off and log back on, and when she logs back on, she's got to name herself. Okay, yeah, she says she's been waiting since 8 in the morning. So,
I know, it's a lot of people in there since 8 this morning. She's not the
Yeah.
only device in there.
fine, all right, I'll tell her to log off and log back on. All right, fine, very good. Okay, thanks. Okay.
You're gonna have to enable, go to, security to allow people to rename themselves.
Not now, she logs back off.
Well, I wasn't able to rename myself, so I may not be able to. I don't think anybody can.
Well, I can do it, but
Right.
I would have to know who she is. I would have to know what device is hers. If I got 5 iPhones, I don't know which one is her iPhone. Or if I knew, I could say, okay, she's on this iPhone, I can rename her.
Or go to
But-
securities and select allow participants to rename themselves. And when she comes in, she can rename herself.
Oh, yeah.
Participant, I'm sorry, security.
Yeah, you're talking about security. She probably logged off now. Party's ready on Antonia Martin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm here.
Calling case number 20622491, the people of the state of Michigan versus Antonia Martin. Defendant is charged with count 1, 4th-degree arson. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Lewis for the people, P85520.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Terrell Lockhart for the defendant, P86077. Ms. Martin, please state your name for the record.
Antonia Nicole Martin.
All right, pleasure, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. We're looking forward to moving forward with the exam.
All right, October 3rd at 10 o'clock.
That works for me. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is there any way we can do it earlier? Because I have to work at 11.
I don't have earlier, ma'am. We scheduled matters for those times.
Okay.
Okay, October 3rd at 10 o'clock.
That's in person, 36th District Court, courtroom 233.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Ms. Martin, we're all set. We can log off.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any other attorney on that I have not checked in?
Good morning. This is Attorney Sydney Rushing. I'm here on Moses and Brown.
Moses and who?
Brown, Darius Brown.
Darius Brown, I see it. Okay. Anyone else?
Good morning. This is Attorney Alexandria Taylor. I believe you checked in my partner, Attorney Rita Soka. She had to appear in court, so I'm here on behalf of the Ronaldo Summers matter.
Okay.
Thank you.
Calling case number 2358 671, the people of the state of Michigan versus Marquan Moses. Defendant is charged with count 1, controlled substances, possession of cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic less than 25 grams, habitual offender, third notice. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Asa Lewis for the people, P 85520.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P 78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. Moses this morning.
Mr. Moses on.
Your Honor, you might recall we were in your courtroom last week for a preliminary examination on behalf of Mr. Moses. He's currently in federal custody. So you scheduled today's PCC to, I guess, revisit the case.
And Your Honor, I have an email from the other courtroom prosecutor who stated that he did.
Stand up.
I'm sorry, I was trying to read too, but I wanted to go out. Stating that he did speak with the deputy supervisor of the United States Marshal, and they would honor a writ if we do one, and they will produce him. However, he's not set to arrive in Pennsylvania until October 3rd. He's going through this.
And Your Honor, that is, I received. And Your Honor, I received that email as well. However, when I looked up Mr. Moses in the federal inmate database, he's in Oklahoma currently. So I know I guess there might be a possibility they're transferring him to Pennsylvania. But at this time, I guess I could not find how long he's going to be in for. I tried to look it up in Pacer, but the last thing that they have on his case is in March of 2023. So I don't have an update of how long he's in there. I haven't been able to talk to him. And also, I'm not sure if the state wants to, pay to go all the way to Pennsylvania and bring him here. So that's the information I have.
Hold on, Ms. Rushing, you got video?
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize. I'm here.
Thank you.
Yes, Counselor. That's why we stated on the email that he's not set to arrive in Pennsylvania until October 3rd. And that's who we were able to get in touch with, and that's who would honor the writ to get him back and produce him. So I know that he's currently going through the system right now, is what it said, but his final destination is the FCI in Allenwood.
And did you talk to Wayne County?
I haven't spoken with Wayne.
So you don't know if they're gonna go get him.
Okay.
I mean, how long am I supposed to keep this open?
Well, yeah, I can try to get in touch with them, and then we can revisit.
Well, that's what we were supposed to be doing this last time. I'm not blaming you.
Okay.
It's your department.
Yes, I received this email just yesterday.
Finish. Finish. Are you finished?
Yes.
Because I want to speak.
Okay, go ahead.
Without being interrupted.
All right, here.
We had the same conversation before. The other prosecutor who was here. Now we're in the same position that we were in. What was this? The 19th? Oh. So, I'll give you one more week. If you can't find out where he is and if you can get him, I'm dismissing. I'm not keeping this open.
Okay, understood.
October 3rd at 8:30.
Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wayne County Jail. Mr. Douglas, can you get the deputy? I'm trying to put it, oh.
Thank you,
Mr.
Madam Clerk. I'll
Robert.
go back into the breakout room.
All right, thank you. Parties ready on Darius Brown?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Calling case number 2357596, the people of the state of Michigan versus Darius Brown. Defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Agent Lewis for the people, P85520.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. Brown, who's appearing this morning. Mr. Brown, will you please state your name for the record?
Darius Ricardo Brown.
Thank you. Your Honor, today is the date and time set. Oh, I apologize. Your Honor, today is the date and time set for a probable cause conference. We've come over from the CCW docket from in front of Judge Robbins. At this time, my client would like to schedule his preliminary examination.
October 3rd at 10:15.
We'll be there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing further. Thank you so much, Judge. Have a great day.
Thank you, too.
Parties ready on Ronaldo Summers?
Yes, we're ready.
Calling case number 2358859, the people of the state of Michigan versus Ronaldo Summers. Defendant is charged with count 1, weapons, firearms, possession by a felon. Count 2, weapons, ammunition, possession by a felon. Count 3, weapons carrying concealed. Count 4, police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing. Count 5, weapons, felony, firearm. Count 6, weapons, felony, firearm. Count 7, weapons, felony, firearm. Habitual offender, fourth notice. This matter is here on an adjournment hearing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Agent Lewis for the people, P85520. Can I get some information from the person?
I'm out for the
Good morning, Your Honor. Alexandria Taylor appearing on behalf of Mr. Summers, P75271.
Okay. What's your issue?
Your Honor, we had reached out to Madam Clerk yesterday as Mr. Summers had reached out to retain our office for this matter. We know that the preliminary exam is currently scheduled for tomorrow. We just received the discovery and have reviewed it, but we have a conflict for tomorrow. And so not wanting to appear tomorrow after witnesses were already called, we asked Madam Clerk if we could come on to seek an adjournment, Your Honor, just a one-time brief adjournment.
Well, my clerk doesn't set my schedule, I do. So if you want to talk to her, I'll let you talk to her. But I don't change the dates. You accept the case, you accept the date. The witnesses have already been subpoenaed.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor. My client just needed the time to gather his funds. And like I said, as soon as he did, we reached out.
I don't have anything to do with that, counsel. I have nothing to do with that.
I understand, Your Honor. So we're not able to have a one-week adjournment?
Oh. I'm not adjourning it. I'm heard good cause to adjourn it, so no.
Despite the fact that we have a conflict, that's not enough good cause?
No, it's not.
All right, so what time is that set for tomorrow, Your Honor?
10:30.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Roberts, are you ready?
Yes, Madam Clerk, if you could, you might have to close out the breakout room. I don't see a deputy there to handle the Zoom technology.
Okay, I tried moving them in, but it's not working. All right, it's gonna close it out.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Got to close the whole thing.
Yeah. Breakout. And then I'll do the waiver at the time.
Thank you.
That's all I have ready. Is our 9 o'clock here?
No.
Oh.
Who's supposed to be working with you? Oh, you here? Yeah, he was back there. Oh. Stepped outside.
All right, there he is. You ready?
Yes, Madam Clerk, thank you.
Calling case number 2358960, the people of the state of Michigan versus Kenneth Douglas. Defendant is charged with count 1, attempted peace officer disarming firearm. Count 2, police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing, habitual offender, second notice. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Agent Lewis for the people, P85520.
And good morning to Your Honor, court staff, Jonathan Roberts, PH6428, on behalf of Mr. Douglas, who is present by Zoom, requesting that his presence be constructively waived. I don't believe that there's a deputy there to unmute so that he can state his name for the record.
All right. Well, we have to waive his presence. He still should be able to hear us.
He does hear us.
All right, so we can proceed. You don't have to say his name. Setting this matter for exam.
Yes, Your Honor. We are missing digital discovery, so I will send an order to the court.
Okay.
Both digital and paper discovery was sent yesterday to you.
Yep.
So you should have it was sent to the office.
Okay, I will review, Your Honor, and if there are any outstanding discovery issues, I'll send an order.
All right. October 3rd at 10:30.
Yes, that works, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. All right. We got that 9:30. He was on the list to bring over. Yes. First, do we have a new one for 9 o'clock?
Just the officers, no defendant, no returning.
That evening, 9:15. So.
All right, anything else, Mr. Roberts?
If we could address bond at this time. We'd be asking, Your Honor, for a personal. I don't see in the paper file that we have specifically any issues with Mr. Douglas being a flight risk. And in terms of the charges, I do understand that it is resisting, obstructing, disarming, but I have not seen, based on the paper files that we've gotten, any injuries, any harm to any party. I just ask that Mr. Douglas be provided a personal bond, which seems appropriate given low level of flight risk and minimal danger to the community. And that would also give me an opportunity to better coordinate with him and his family to address specific housing and employment issues.
You wish to be heard.
Your Honor, if I can just have a moment, but however, disarming a peace officer, taking off a weapon, it does appear that he would be a danger to the community, just off that alone. But if I can have a moment to review the investigative report further.
Sure.
I would have never took 2 years if I already linked the Garrett.
Yeah, Your Honor, the people would object to any reduction in fines based on, without stating the exact facts of the case. The defendant here does appear to be a danger to the community and peace officers who are trying to, keep the peace in the Detroit area, and also taunting officers. And it just, yeah, Your Honor, the people would object to a reduction in fines.
Who's your client live with, Mr. Roberts?
Mr. Douglas, I believe Mr. Douglas is off mute. Could you tell the judge who you're presently residing with? Mr. Douglas, if you could tell the judge who you're presently living with.
I don't know yet.
Robert, his bond was already reviewed by a judge. Conoco. Unless you're telling me something he hasn't heard, I don't have authority to change his bond.
And Your Honor, I think that just specifically given the fact our office wants to work with Mr. Douglas to make sure that he does have long-term housing and not temporary, as well as working on employment of Mr. Douglas. I think the situation has changed simply because our office has taken on the case. We have a social worker, we have a client advocate. I think the issues that Judge McConico may have referenced accurately, we're looking to resolve any issues that the court might have with respect to any flight risk and danger to the community. And then again, I would add that, even based off of the government's representations, there is no explicit safety issue. I don't think even allegations of taunting police officers rises to the level where we're saying that Mr. Douglas has harmed anyone. So even just on the face of the allegations, I don't see that he's a danger to the community or flight risk.
All right, at this point, I'm gonna order the issue. I need more information on him.
Yes, Judge. And Mr. Douglas, I will visit you in custody later today. And that's all from defense, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Moving here.
Parties ready on Asia Thomas? Calling
Ready,
case
Your Honor.
Calling case number 2358977, the people of the state of Michigan versus Asia Thomas. Defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Count 2, controlled substances, possession, cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic less than 25 grams. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Remind on behalf of the people, P82800.
For the record, Your Honor, good morning. Melissa Vinek, P53750, appearing on behalf of Asia Thomas, who is present. Ms. Thomas, will you please state your name for the record? Asia Thomas.
The baby dad, this nigga only me $750. I breed bully exactly, my boy.
Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Today is the date scheduled for a PCC in this matter. I've had the opportunity to discuss this matter with my client. She does understand that she has a right to have a preliminary examination. I believe that my client understands her right to the exam. And at this time, Your Honor, my client does wish to voluntarily waive her right to the exam and have this matter bound over to circuit court for purposes of arraignment.
People have any objection?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
And Ms. Thomas, you understand that you have a statutory right to a preliminary exam where the state must show by probable cause a crime was committed and probable cause you had something to do with committing it. You understand that?
Yes.
Has anybody promised you anything or threatened you in any way to get you to waive your right to preliminary exam?
No.
You waive your right freely and voluntarily after having opportunity to talk to your attorney about it.
Yes.
Do you have any objection to the court signing your name to the waiver form?
No.
Counsel, do you have any objection to the court signing your name to the waiver form?
No, Your Honor.
All right, court will find that you freely and voluntarily waive your right to preliminary exam as bound over the Wayne County Circuit Court Criminal Division for arraignment on the information, which will be October 10th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Have a nice
You're
day.
welcome.
Bye.
Wayne County Jail, we're all set with Mr. Douglas.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
He was our only one. Okay. Thank you. Counselor, why are you on Zoom?
Morning. I'm here on Michael Wright.
Yes, that's the exam in person.
Yes, I have Yvette Barrett, an attorney from my office, is in the courtroom.
Good morning. Oh, okay. She just walked in.
I'm the attorney of record. I don't believe he's appearing this morning, and I was I'm at the federal courthouse. I could be there in 3 minutes, but I just figured she's there, and if he's not there, I'm not sure how the court wants to proceed.
Morning, Your Honor. Good morning. How are you? Okay. You saw me when I was here a few minutes, 30 minutes ago, right?
That wasn't.
I noticed it.
But I believe you.
Okay.
All right, that's Michael Wright, right?
Yes.
Calling case number 23-57437, the people of the state of Michigan versus Michael Wright. Defendant is charged with count 1, malicious destruction of a building, $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. Count 2, malicious destruction of a building, $200 or more, but less than $1,000. This matter is scheduled for exam. Defendant has failed to appear.
Morning, Your Honor, remand proof on behalf of the people, P82800.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sam. Go ahead.
You got Ms. Berry, Mr. Schuman.
Yep. Yeah, just for the record, Sanford Shulman, Sanford Shulman, P43230. I'm on Zoom, and I appreciate Ms. Barrett being present in the courtroom. I did write several letters to Michael Wright on an address in Franklin Road, an apartment in Southfield. He's never appeared for a PCC, never contacted me. I have no explanation for his failure to appear this morning.
Judge, people ask for capers.
All right, capers shall issue. We bond previously submitted shall be forfeited. We bond same 30,000 cash.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Barrett, would you complete?
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, Yvette Barrett, P58142, appearing on behalf of Mr. Wright. I'm in person. Mr. Shulman is via Zoom.
Ms. Barrett, can you approach me, get a chance?
Sure.
All set?
And we're all set. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Mr. Portal. Mr. Portal, can you hear me? How you say it? Mr. Portal, can you hear me? No, he's not connected. I don't see no audio on him.
Tell him to turn his Bluetooth off. He has Bluetooth, that's why he can't hear us. Can you send him a chat?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to now.
Even better, volume down.
Okay, there we go. He
He
didn't even connect it.
Step up here.
Who's that?
That's Parker. I think that's his attorney. That's his attorney.
Who's his attorney?
Mr. Wright.
Oh.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. Mr. Portal, can you hear me? No, it said connecting.
His Bluetooth is on, that's why he can't hear us.
I told him he.
That's your stuff. This is my son. Thank you. Very nice. Okay.
You said said turn it off,
Yeah.
Sandy?
Uh-huh.
I told him to check it. So turn it off, right?
Right.
Let's see if that.
Right.
Where's his attorney? Thank you.
I remember we had that conversation at Christmas.
I still got a call.
Make me call. Oh, you can't do it. You got to make me calls, right?
Yeah, Judge.
Because I got a sign that I put up that says, make sure you, because they may not look at the chat.
Well, he seen my first one.
Oh, you did? Okay. He's just sitting there open.
Right, now he's like this.
The first couple of steps about okay, so do I still call over?
I mean, not. Oh, it's 9:45.
Right.
9:45.
We're in the middle of the country, but what's that? Okay. This is right, this is not the road, this is actually. Yeah.
Ty.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, appreciate it.
Counselor. Counselor.
Here, so, yeah. Yes. That's up to you.
Can we get this fan? Sorry. Everybody seems to be a little busy.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I know. They were right. We're waiting. According to 336. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right, I'll let the prosecutor know right now. Thank you. All right. Asia Rima, who's on Hyman? The officers, are running late.
Hyman. Okay.
The attorney's gonna be a little late too. All right, we ready to park? Chill. Huh?
Robert, show up with yeah. Pop back in.
Oh.
Yes. One that, actually yeah.
Oh, let me call these other attorneys. It's 9:45. It's 9:45.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's not the only one, there's two of them. Right? Oh, no, the other one's the waiver. Okay, so it's just one. Yeah. It's 82-237, 206, 12-0. I was gonna wait for his attorney. I mean, his attorney. I mean, that's the one on the iPhone. He's not answering my. It's kind of bad. First conversation. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see, do I see, is Mr. Hayes still on?
Look at that, Hayes, the call.
I don't even see him on anymore. Unless he's hiding. No. Good talking. Glad you feel that. Oh. Yeah, you ready, Josh?
Yeah.
Party's ready on Jaylen Parker. Calling case number 23-58526, the people of the state of Michigan versus Jaylen Parker. Defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed, count 2, controlled substances, possession cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic less than 25 grams. Count 3, weapons stolen, firearm. This matter is scheduled for exam.
Good morning, Your Honor. Agent Lewis for the people, PA 5520.
Hey, good morning, Neil Rockeye. My P number is 48618. I'm counsel for Jaylen Parker. Mr. Parker's here to my right.
Parker, state your name.
Jaylen Parker.
Parker, what time was your court case?
Would you say that one more time?
What time was your court case?
9 a.m.
What time you bothered to get here?
9 a.m.
He was on to attorney.
Talk from you.
You could.
I do my case with all time.
I understand.
Right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, people will request for a mutual sequestration with the exception of the officer in charge.
All right.
No objection to that, Judge. Thank you. any weaponry from his pockets, in his person, am I correct?
No, everything was stuck.
Just speak into the mic a little bit more, please.
At that point, what would be the reason then for you to have held Mr. Parker for an extended period of time?
Oh, one, it was a magazine in the car. They said he wasn't a CPO holder. With my experience, usually with a magazine is for a firearm. Due to him saying he wasn't a CPO holder, it wasn't supposed to be a firearm in the car.
But it's not illegal, we've already established, to possess.
A magazine, no, but it's illegal to have a firearm if you do not have a CPO, which he said he did not have.
You didn't see a firearm in the vehicle, correct?
I did not.
You didn't see a firearm in plain view, am I correct?
I saw a magazine in plain view.
Right, I understand, that's an item we've already established whether one was permitted to have that or not. So you didn't see a firearm in plain view?
No.
You told Mr. Parker when he was being handcuffed that he'd be getting locked up for a couple of hours, didn't you?
When I was getting handcuffed?
Yes, sir.
I don't recall saying that.
Does that refresh your recollection at all?
No.
Vehicles on private property, yes?
At that time, the truck stop, yes.
Did anybody inquire of the passenger or whether he had a driver's license?
I believe so.
And did he?
I don't recall.
Did you inquire, did you make an inquiry of Mr. Parker whether he permitted another person or wanted another person to take possession of the vehicle?
Possession of the vehicle?
Yeah, as opposed to impound.
What happened to impound is it was due to a crime, it was CCW motor vehicle, so concealed it.
That's the Detroit inventory impound policy that you're aware of?
Due to the crime of CCW motor vehicle, I told you.
Right, I'm talking about before that, you go to a step before, there's a
I
search.
wasn't told at that point. It wasn't impounded at that point.
Well, there's
You got to take the totality of the circumstances. You just can't cut it off at one point and say, it's not told now, it's not impounded now, why are you doing it? No, you gotta look at the whole picture, come on.
Judge, I've been doing this for a while, I know you have too. I have a theory, and the court may reject the theory, but.
This is probable cause.
I understand. I have a theory about
this is not trial.
I have a theory about the inventory impound, but if the court is prohibiting me from inquiring further about that, then.
I'm just saying, you've gone over it.
Okay. What was Mr. Parker, I want to establish, you're trained in what consent to search is, correct?
Consent to search is?
Yes, and you know consent has to be clearly, unequivocally, and unambiguously made, correct? That's, you never sought consent to remove the bag from the vehicle, correct?
To remove the bag from the vehicle?
Yes.
No.
I think at one point, Mr. Parker had asked to go into the bag himself to retrieve an ID, right?
Yes.
And you refused his request to go into the bag himself, correct?
Absolutely.
You said, I'll get it.
Yes.
So you took that upon yourself.
Yes, I did.
And you did not write in your report that he consented to you going into the bag.
No.
Could you tell me, was there a discussion at all about Mr. Parker and there was a discussion between you and your fellow officers about Mr. Parker and the amount of money he had, am I correct?
Was there a discussion?
Yes, I said there was a discussion between you and your fellow officers about the amount of money that he had.
I mean, it was brought up, obviously, I'm not too sure what the conversation was.
I'm saying that you took part in the conversation.
Possibly, yes.
There was a discussion about what he did for a living, what his career was.
I don't recall.
Would it help to refresh your recollection if I would ask you, there was a discussion about his story, about his career as a musician, wasn't there?
I don't know who he is, sir. That was my first time seeing him.
I have nothing else, Sharon. Thank you.
Just one question, where was, had the defendant already been detained when he asked to get his own ID?
Yes.
I have no further question.
Any further? No, Your Honor, thank you. Thank you.
Prosecution has no further witnesses.
Your Honor, we know we have the right to call witnesses. We have none from the preliminary examination. Thank you. All right, thank you.
Your Honor, at this time, the people request that the case be brought over. We believe that there's a question of fact for the trier of fact and reserve arguments for rebuttal.
We're gonna move to dismiss and ask the court to suppress evidence. Our position is that the detention was not a traditional detention. It was actually an arrest. Entry into the vehicle was improper. Search of the undercarriage, or the, I shouldn't say undercarriage, under the steering wheel was without legal authority, without basis, and that the entry removal of the bag was not with consent, and that as the events unfolded, the following cases, I believe, impact and should impact the court's decision. The stop was only for investigation into a tinted window. That's a civil infraction. Police made no inquiry on really about the civil infraction at all. Under, I think it's United States versus Rodriguez. That was the basis for the stop, and that should have been, that begins to set the timetable for how long the police can actually conduct that, how long they can hold Mr. Parker. And it's for no longer than, I know the court knows, but it's for no longer than it would take to undertake the process of investigating and ultimately issuing a ticket for tinted windows. They made no inquiry about that at all. One officer had really sort of a preposterous point of view that somehow this vehicle may be stolen with no evidence of that whatsoever, which I think sort of tells the court it's.
Well, those are the questions you asked, but he didn't agree to any of that. He didn't say that he thought
The first officer said that he didn't know, he thought it might be.
Right.
Right, which is preposterous. There's no facts to this. When I asked him what was that based on, his response was, well, these Dodge Durango products are often stolen. There's no particular fact at all at that point to reach it. That means that you could be driving a Dodge Durango, or I could be driving a Dodge Durango, and we could be pulled over simply because the police think that these are popular vehicles that could be the subject of theft. That is what the officer said, I believe. But of course, the record will speak for itself. No investigation into the tint. Then we've got the only two things the officer observes that can be relied on are things that are legal. You've got an odor of burnt marijuana, which is evidence of marijuana that had been smoked, but in best case, that would be a civil infraction. That would not be even a crime. That wouldn't be evidence of a crime. As the court knows, under the recently enacted proposal regarding marijuana, if you see what would be a civil infraction of use or possession or use of marijuana, it's legal for an adult to possess or use. There's no evidence that it wasn't, and I would suggest to the court that that can't be the basis for a further search, which one of the officers indicated that it was, even though that's not referenced in his report. The second is you've got this lawfully possessed clip with a live round. And there's nothing about the clip with a live round that suggests that it's illegal. I asked both officers, what law is there that prohibits one from possessing a clip or a round? You don't need a CPL for that. And both indicated that you don't. That there's nothing about that that's improper or unlawful. But because of that, somehow, they decided that there may be reason to believe that there was contraband or a gun elsewhere in the vehicle, even though that's just there's no specific articulable fact to base it on. That's just legal conduct that someone then decided, well, let's go on a fishing expedition, which is literally what happened after that. And so I would argue that the search of the vehicle, the recovery of the gun, the search of the bag, was all done in violation of Mr. Parker's constitutional rights. I'm going to add something if I could. One of the concerns I have, Judge, is that we were addressing inventory. Some of my questions were related to whether the impound and inventory of the vehicle was lawful or permitted. There's nothing that indicates that the police had ever asked that they complied with department inventory or impound policy. Nothing indicates that the police had ever inquired of Mr. Parker pursuant to Detroit Police Department impound inventory policy, whether they were gonna allow him to have another occupant or passenger or other person take the vehicle. It wasn't seized as evidence and it wasn't seized for forfeiture. And so I would argue that the police in this case did an inventory search. The evidence circumstances suggest an inventory search or an attempt to do a rummaging or search of Mr. Parker's belongings in the vehicle as a means to recover evidence, and that is not an inventory search. I would ask that the court dismiss the charges.
Your Honor, as I stated, we believe that there's a question of fact on the prior fact. We heard witness testimony from Officer Perry, who stated upon activating his lights to conduct a traffic stop upon observing a legal tent in which Officer Flannel observed that illegal tent as well as they both stayed on stand. He said that the emanating from the police car lights, he could see in the windshield that the defendant was making all of these movements, reaching around in the front area of the car. Based on that, and then after seeing that there was a magazine, a live round, he believed that there were weapons and other contraband in the vehicle. He also stated that there were other people around us for police safety. He also took the vehicle, and he also stated that upon issuing those tickets, they would have been released, and if they, due to the circumstances of having that magazine and live round, there could have been weapons in the car, and he didn't just want to release them and have weapons in the car, and the fact that they didn't have a CPL at all. Your Honor, I don't want to go much further into it, but as I stated, we do believe that there's a question of fact for the trier back then, would ask that you make it. Thank you.
All right, court having heard the testimony and argument, I think as follows. First, we have exhibit 1, which is a drug analysis formed by the Michigan State Police, and this was on Boxtel folder in 005749497. And back analyzed positives for oxycodone and alprazolam. That's ALPRAZOLAM, which are controlled narcotics. We heard from Officer Sean Perry, who testified that on August 18, 2023, he was on duty at the Detroit Police Department with a partner in modified uniform, semi-marked vehicle in the areas of Thailon and Pembroke. In that area, observed a white Dodge Durango with illegal tent. Then he observed the vehicle reverse into the driveway. He pulled up in front of it, turned on his lights, and made a traffic stop for the illegal tent. As he approached the passenger side, his partner approached the driver's side. The passenger side, he saw, because of the lights from his vehicle, he saw the driver moving around and reaching around in the vehicle. He then stood by the passenger door. He smelled a strong odor of marijuana. Passenger was then removed, handcuffed from the back seat of his squad car, as was the defendant in this case. As he removed him, he saw a bullet and an extended magazine that was loaded within the cup holder. He then asked the driver, he had a CPL. We identified the defendant. The defendant did not answer the question, but instead said that there were no guns in here. The defendant was also handcuffed and put in the back of a police car. Also, during this time, there were numerous people who came outside the home and was standing nearby, even though the officer Perry had given specific directions for them to move back away from the vehicle. When the vehicle recovered a black box underneath the steering wheel. The firearm had an extended magazine. and also had a conversion device, which basically turned it into a machine gun. And which also the defendant made a statement saying there was a large sum of money in the backpack, and that large sum was approximately $32,000. And the Perry recovered the backpack and put it on camera. He also watched his partner run the lane, see if they had a CPL. They did not. There's also a bag that had the drugs in it. Also heard from Officer Michael Fennell, who testified same date, same time, same location. He talked to the driver, identified the defendant as the driver, told him the reason for the traffic stop. We saw the magazine, cup holder. Then it said there was no weapons in the vehicle. Testified he was the one that was alerted to the bag where the drugs were found and put in locked belt folder N005749497. There were a couple of issues the court sees with the whole process, and a couple of issues that the court sees that would be different. All this whole taking them out the vehicle, they were initially stopped for a sub-infraction. The marijuana smelling the smoke or the scent of fresh smoked marijuana, it's also a silver infraction. But then also they saw a loaded magazine in the cup holder along with a bullet sitting on the steering wheel column. I believe that's what it said. At which point there becomes an issue of officer safety. They also saw Officer Perry, right? Yeah, Officer Perry saw the defendant moving around, taking those facts in the circumstances that all this is happening in basically a matter of seconds. He's walking up to the vehicle to investigate a tinted window situation. He smells the marijuana, which now we have another civil infraction. But then he sees the driver, Mr. Parker, moving around in the vehicle or reaching around in the vehicle is what we described. He sees the loaded magazine in the cup holder. There's an issue of officer safety. He's allowed to sweep. He doesn't have to have consent to search the vehicle, at least not the sweep of reach area that the defendant was in. He can search that area, which is what he did. He immediately searched that area, found and went straight to the gun. Found the gun. Now it's no longer just a silver infraction situation. You know, this is, he asked him if he had a CPL, they ran the lien, he didn't. So now we got carrying a concealed weapons situation. He's being charged with a felony. The whole issue regarding the inventory search doesn't even come into play at this point. Right? It would have it later, but it didn't. The gun was at this point was already found. The defendant then during this process, the defendant notified the officer that in his backpack, or in the bag in the car, there was a large sum of money. There were other people outside, again, that were refusing to move or move back. And the officer then secured that bag and wanted to have it counted and he wanted to do all that on camera, so there would be no issue as to it. So I don't make determinations of guilt or innocence. That's not my job. My job is only find whether or not there's probable cause. And with looking at it from that situation, which any reasonable person could, that the court finds that it is reasonable to believe that the probable cause as to the findings enumerated in complaining warrant did affect the current city of Detroit. Probable cause is discharged as defendant. Will be bound over the Wayne County Circuit Court Criminal Division for arraignment on the information, which will be October 10th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you. So let us know, Bob, continue.
Thank you. Can I approach for a second on a private matter, Your Honor?
Sure.
This one?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Judge,
We'll see.
he didn't get his. That's why.
That's last.
Yeah, that's last PCC. I do have, Mr. My portal is back, but I don't see his attorney for that waiver.
We also have a,
Mr. Hayes, have you talked to Mr. Applebaum?
He said he was in the waiting room. He also said though he had a 10:45 jail conference with one of his other clients.
Okay, maybe that's why he's not there.
Let's see if he shows up.
Parties ready on Erica Tolen?
If I may have a brief breakout room with my client.
Oh, she's not on.
She's in custody though, correct?
No, I don't have her in custody. She's on a personal bond.
Well, I just checked the Wayne County Jail and she is registered as being a guest there today. I would like to waive her attendance. I'd waive her attendance for today's hearing, Your Honor.
Okay, let me call the case. Calling case number 2358942, the people of the state of Michigan versus Erica Tolen. Defendant is charged with count 1, controlled substance, delivering, manufacturing cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic less than 50 grams. This matter is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rima Yakub on behalf of the people, PA2800.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Mercier, P 72620, representing Miss Erica Toland. I represent her on another matter which has already been bound over and is set for AOI on the 29th at Frank Murphy. On this matter, I would have to ask the court to set an in-person exam.
All right, waive her appearance for the purpose of this hearing.
And waive her attendance for today's hearing, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, available October 3rd at 11 o'clock.
Let me check my calendar one moment. I'm in a jury trial that day for 3 days in Judge Slavin's. Could we do it the 5th?
You start a jury trial that day?
My jury starts on Monday and goes through Wednesday on that week, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The 5th is the first day that week that I have open.
All right, then 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock works.
Conclude the hearing. Bond continued. Okay.
You all set?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Right, thank you.
Calling case number 1959577, the people of the state of Michigan versus Hael Shaish. Defendant is charged with count 1, police officer fleeing third-degree vehicle code, count 2, operating while intoxicated. This matter is scheduled for exam.
Good morning, Your Honor. Read my application on behalf of people, P82800.
Good morning, Your Honor. If it please this most honorable court, William Hackett, P65962, on behalf of Mr. Hael Shaish, who is, will waive his presence for purposes of this judge.
He's currently in the Wayne County Jail, right?
He is, Judge.
Judge, people unable to proceed, no officers showed up to the courthouse.
Best support the dismiss, Judge.
Right, matter is dismissed without prejudice. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Parties ready on Mark Capers? Yes. Calling case number 2358840, the people of the state of Michigan versus Mark Capers. Defendant is charged with count 1, larceny in a building, habitual offender, or notice. This matter is scheduled for exam. Defendant has failed to appear.
Good morning, Your Honor. Agent Lewis for the people, P85520.
Good morning, Judge, you and your staff, Cody Bradford, Neighborhood Defender Service, P85944, here on behalf of Mr. Capers, who unfortunately is not present.
Any contact with him?
No, Judge, after the PCC, I did send him a letter, via mail. The phone number I have does not go, it's out of service.
Your Honor, the people were ready to proceed today. All complaining witnesses did appear and ready to testify. We would ask that the court issue a case.
All right, so we shall, any bond previously submitted shall be forfeited. This line set, $30,000 cash.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Excuse us just a second.
Is this morning?
Mr. Ambrose, you're playing? No. That's on the case.
Let me do Mr.
But this is staff attorney.
Oh.
She's just shadowing me today.
Oh, she shall. You might.
Or just. Calling case number 2358826, the people of the state of Michigan versus Marcus Hyman. Defendant is charged with count 1, extortion, count 2, weapons, felony, firearm, count 3, assault with a dangerous weapon, felonious assault, count 4, weapons, felony, firearm. This matter is scheduled for exam.
Good morning, Your Honor. Agent Lewis for the people, P85520.
And good morning, Your Honor, Madam Clerk, Madam Court Reporter, Jonathan Roberts, P86428, on behalf of Mr. Hyman, who stands to my right. Mr. Hyman, could you please state your name for the court?
Marcus Hyman.
Thank you. Are you ready to proceed?
No, Your Honor, at this time, the people are not ready to proceed. The complaining witness in this case has failed to appear after being notified via telephone and subpoena.
On that basis, Your Honor, defense is moving to dismiss without prejudice.
All right, matter is dismissed without prejudice. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Roberts.
Doing well, that's good. Have you been? Great.
Mr. Ambrose, you can step up, please.
Oh, Jaylen? Who's here? Oh. Calling case number 2358632, the people of the state of Michigan versus Thailon Boyd. Defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed, habitual offender, third notice. This matter is scheduled for exam.
Good morning, Your Honor, remand proof on behalf of the people, P 82800.
And it's Ronald Ambrose, appearing on behalf of Mr. Boyd. Your Honor, I called Mr. Boyd's name in the hallway, he has not responded. I tried calling him as well. He is, just goes to voicemail, and I tried texting him, and he has not responded.
Chief Blacksburg, case Your Honor.
I think this should do any bond previously submitted shall be forfeited. 5/30,000. Thank you.
All right, who's next?
This is cool.
I just had 30 seconds.
King. King.
Yes.
Thanks, Kitty. Thanks, Kitty.
Oh, you're welcome. Where's Miss Bates at?
Right
I
there.
thought she was right
Right
there.
there.
Okay, I have Miss Bates first.
This is a dismissal, so, and there, I believe there is a hold, so I just have to speak out.
Calling case number 2, oh, you ready?
Yes, thank you.
Calling case number 2358886, the people of the state of Michigan versus Lureal King. Defendant is charged with count 1, weapons, firearms, possession by a felon, count 2, assault with a dangerous weapon, felonious assault, count 3, assault with a dangerous weapon, felonious assault, count 4, count 5, count 6, weapons, felony, firearm, habitual offender, third notice. This matter is scheduled for exam.
Good morning, Your Honor, Agent Lewis for the people, P 85520.
Good morning, Your Honor, Veronica Wall, resident NDS 85665 on behalf of Mr. King, who is deciding to support her. Mr. King, can you say your name for the record?
Lureal King, Your Honor.
Thank you. You ready to proceed?
Your Honor, at this time, the people are not ready to proceed. The complaining witnesses in this case have failed to appear after several attempts to make contact with them and subpoena them. The officer in charge did go out, and the whole apartment complex is now vacated, and also the phone numbers for the complaining witnesses in this case have since been disconnected.
Defense will move to dismiss.
All right, now let's dismiss without prejudice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Mr. Hayes, did he say he was back?
You did not respond to my text.
Mr. Porter, you can't drive. You're in court. You need to pull over.
Mr. Porter, you need to pull over your vehicle.
His audio's not on, Judge. That was the first time why he logged off. I told him. I got someone on the iPhone, but I don't know who that is. They're not. That's Mr. Applebaum. I don't know. 2, 3, 3, just yes. We didn't have a spicer in here. Who are you? What courtroom are you in, Mr. Dillon? Hello? Okay, now. No, this is 233. It's 965 935 2286. 2286. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, it's okay. Pull over. All right, are we ready on Maddox?
Mr. Applebaum says he's in the waiting room.
I know, but he's not.
His phone is not identified. It's identified with his name. He doesn't identify with him other name.
Tell him to read the chat. Tell him to read my chats.
Got too many issues with video bombers.
It's starting to be more and more violent.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while.
Slow down for a minute, but I think they're back.
Says it won't let him, I have to quit the room, I will zoom in from another device.
It doesn't matter what device, he has to
device.
name it. Or answer my chat. If he can't answer my chat and I know it's him.
Does it come up as a cell phone number? I have a cell phone.
Nope, it just says iPhone. Oh, here he is. He logged out from something else and he put his name. Okay.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Calling case number 2358659, the people of the state of Michigan versus Mon Portal. Defendant is charged with count 1, malicious destruction of personal property, $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. Habitual offender for notice. This matter is scheduled for exam.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Hayes, Assistant Attorney General, here for people, P69006.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alan Applebaum, P36444 for the defendant.
Applebaum, I thought you were coming at 8:30 this morning.
I was in at 8:30 this morning, Your Honor, and I've been in your waiting room all continuously since 8:30. It's never broken up. In fact, I'm still on my device. I'm looking at my device right now. I see myself still. It says WC233 Judge Ronald Giles personal meeting room. I've been there since 8:30.
You have to name your device so we don't let you in. That's the problem.
Oh, I don't even know how to do that, but okay. I apologize, but I've been in since 8:30.
All right, when you first come on, when you first go to sign in, it'll say name, it'll have a name on there now.
It didn't do that.
Just phone, it'll just say your phone, iPhone or whatever.
Yeah, but once I got in, it wouldn't let me do, there's no place for me to click to allow me to do that. I've been all day.
But yeah, once you zoom in, yeah, you can't do it. That's when you have to do it before you zoom in.
Ah, okay. But I think my device, I've used the device numerous times before, so I thought it already did, but I've been in the waiting room since 8:30, like you asked me to, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, this matter is a waiver, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I've advised my client of his right to a probable cause hearing within the time limit. I've discussed this matter with the prosecutor, the assistant prosecutor, and my client is agreeing to waive the time period and have the matter bound over to circuit court.
People have any objections?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Portal, can you state your name for the record, please?
Mon Portal.
Mr. Portal, you understand that you have a statutory right to a preliminary exam where the state must show by probable cause a crime was committed and probable cause you had something to do with committing that crime. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything or threatened you in any way to get you to waive your right to preliminary exam?
No.
You waive your right freely and voluntarily after having opportunity to talk to your attorney about it.
Yes.
All right, do you have any objection to the court signing your name to the waiver form and initialing off?
I don't have no objection.
All right, and counsel, Mr. Applebaum, do you have any objection to the court signing your name to the waiver form and initialing off?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, the court will find that you freely and voluntarily waive your right to preliminary exam as is bound over to Wayne County Circuit Court Criminal Division for arraignment on the information, which will be October 10th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Porter, you can go ahead and sign off.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Can you do this one, Mr. Upshaw, told me about this one. Yeah. Because she's leaving. Okay, just let me look at. Hold on, let me tap.
Just give me the case number, Kitty, before you call.
Can you give this to H?
Did our clerk get over her itinerary now? Our clerk said she sent over the itinerary and everything.
Travel, yeah. Did you want to look at it? Um, Calling case number 2359051, the people of the state of Michigan versus Persia Coats. Defendant is charged with count 1, assault with a dangerous weapon, felonious assault. Count 2, weapons thrown a firearm. This matter is here on a bond hearing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Adrian Lewis for the people, P 85520.
Good morning, Your Honor. Melanie Bates from Randall Upshaw's office, appearing on behalf of Ms. Coates.
Ms. Coates should be coming on right now. She was in the waiting room. Ms. Coates, can you state your name for the record, please? Ms. Coates, can you hear us? All right, well, just trying to get on. Go ahead.
Okay, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is our emergency motion for Ms. Coates to travel out of the state for a particular period of time. I believe she already had pre-plans. Our clerk forwarded over an itinerary of all of where she will be traveling to when she will be returning.
When's the next date?
PCC is October 3rd, Judge.
October 3rd. People have any objections?
Mayor, Your Honor, at this time, if people have no objection, we leave the decision in the discretion of the court.
Court will allow her to travel for her trip.
Thank you very much.
Can we put the exact dates on the record?
It's from September 26th to October 2nd.
Thank you.
I'm on the video now.
Let's go, state your name.
My name is Eurecia Coates.
All right, court is going to allow you to travel out of state for your trip.
Thank you so much.
You understand you have to be back on October 3rd for your exam in person.
It's a PCC.
Yes, sir.
Oh, now that's on Zoom.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right, that concludes the hearing. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Calling case number 2358328, the people of the state of Michigan versus Caria Maddox. Defendant is charged with count 1, tobacco products tax act violations felony. This matter is scheduled for remand.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Hayes, Assistant Attorney General, Persons People, 69006.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Melanie Bates, P 76080 from Randall Upshaw's office, appearing on behalf of Caria Maddox, who is to my right.
Can I state your name for the record, please?
Carly Maddox.
Ready to proceed?
People are ready to proceed, Your Honor. Ground People Culture Bowen Hall. Bowen Hall.
Owen Hall, thank you.
What's your name, please?
With the VPN, HKL.
Thank you.
You swear or affirm to the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I do. I can put a door towards you.
All right, sir, can you say your name for the record? Sir, Detective Trooper Owen Hall. And where are you employed? State of Michigan, Department of State Police. And how long ago with the state police? 4 years. Previous law enforcement experience before that? Yes. What were you doing? Detroit police officer for 3 years. All right, so 7 years total of law enforcement? Correct. And with the state police now, or actually back in November 2022, were you assigned to a special section? Yes. What section is that? The marijuana tobacco investigation section. And what does the marijuana tobacco investigation section do? We investigate any alleged crimes that involve marijuana or tobacco complaints. Okay. And on November 3rd, 2022, do you recall working that day? Yes. And approximately 11:50 in the morning, do you recall where you were? Yes. Where were you? We arrived at the Exotica Glass smoke shop in Detroit. And can you tell us where in Detroit that's located? I would have to refer to my report for the exact address, but I believe it was on 7 Mile. Okay, and that's in the city of Detroit? Yes. In Wayne County? Yes. All right. And what was the purpose of being at the Exotica smoke shop? To conduct an administrative tobacco tax inspection. What's an administrative tobacco tax inspection? When we arrive at a location that sells tobacco products and we ensure that they're complying with the Michigan Tobacco Products Taxation Act of 1993, which generally involves ensuring that cigarettes are stamped with Michigan tax stamps, ensuring that any other tobacco products such as cigars or hookah or cigarillos or things of that nature are obtained through an authorized wholesaler via the invoices that they would get from the wholesaler. All right, and when you arrive, generally speaking, when you arrive at a location, what's the process that you go through to determine whether tobacco is or is not obtained legally? First thing that we do is verify if the location has a sales tax license. They cannot sell tobacco if they don't have a sales tax license. Then beyond that, we would review the invoices. If the location is supposed to, or if they're allowed to sell tobacco, they would have invoices for the tobacco. And that's how we conduct the inspection. All right, and you heard of a reverse inventory? Correct. What is a reverse inventory? That's essentially what we do for tobacco inspections. We look at the invoice and then we would compare that to the inventory in the store to determine if it's being properly obtained. Okay, and anything that's not on the invoice or anything that's left over from that reverse inventory would be, in theory, illegal tobacco. Correct. All right. So you arrive at the Exotica smoke shop, and what do you see when you come in? Entering the store, observed a female sitting behind the counter near the cash register. Saw tobacco products on one of the on the sales floor essentially, and there were packaged cigarillos that were behind the counter. All right, and do you recognize the person you saw here today that you saw on November 3rd, 2022? Yes. Can you describe what she's wearing? She's wearing a black t-shirt, or I'm sorry, black collared shirt. And her hair is parted down the middle. She's sitting on the end table over here. Thank you. Do you know her name? Were you able to find out her name? Caria Maddox. All right. Your Honor, I'd ask that the record reflect identification. Did you identify yourself as members of the state police? Yes. And you did that too, Ms. Maddox? Yes. Did she say anything when you did that? Recall upon entering the store and identifying herself.
I'm sorry, just one moment, please. Would you please lean into the microphone? Yes. Thank you.
When we entered into the store and identified myself and the nature of the contact, I believe she made an excited utterance, so I believe she said, "Oh shit." Okay.
I make determinations whether it's excited utterance, but she just said something that was offended, so well, anyway, so.
I apologize, sir. She said, "Oh shit," when we walked into the store. All right. And what did you do then? I advised her that we were here to conduct an administrative tobacco tax inspection and that I would need to see the invoices and the sales tax license and things of that nature. All right. Was she able to show you invoices for the tobacco that was in the store? No. How long or how many invoices are you required to keep in the store? That's the bare minimum, 4 months, up to 4 years. All right. So she's responsible for being able to show you 4 months of invoices over the last 4 months that are physically located in the store, is that correct?
Yes,
And she's also required to be able to show you 4 years of invoices within a reasonable period of time.
correct,
All right, and she was not able to do either of those?
correct.
All right, did you ask for a tobacco sales license?
Correct, we did.
And was she able to show you that?
No,
Did you ask her anything about who manages the store?
yes,
And was she able to give you a name of a manager other than herself?
no,
You ask her who paid her?
correct.
And who did she indicate paid her?
I believe she said she pays herself depending on the sales from the store throughout the day.
All right, and during that time then, because she was not able to show you receipts for the tobacco, what did you do with the tobacco?
Seized it.
All right, and were you able to calculate a wholesale value of that tobacco?
Yes.
How do you do that?
We have a wholesale book essentially that we get from different wholesalers across the state. And we use a pricing that is, I guess, on the lower end of estimation, essentially in the benefit of the person that is suspected of evading the tobacco tax. And we use that to, depending on the product, we take the manufacturer, the description of the tobacco product, the retail price of it, and the tax price associated with that. And then we use that to get a number.
All right, and you did that in this case?
Yes,
And were you able to determine the value of the wholesale value of the tobacco located in that shop?
yes.
How much was that?
I have to look at my report for the exact number, but I believe it was $2,003 and some change.
All right, and none of that was supported by receipt. Is that correct?
There was no receipt for any of the tobacco, no.
Did you notice anybody else at the store at the time?
No.
Were there any other indications that anybody else was in charge of the store or anything like that at that time?
There was a phone number listed on the front of the store. I pretty much exhausted everything I could do to get a hold of whoever that phone number was registered to, and I tried to contact that person if they were the owner, but I was unsuccessful.
Okay, nothing really, yeah.
Props.
Is it Trooper Hall? Is that Trooper Hall?
Yes.
Okay, on this particular day, was this, the inspection, is it a random inspection or do you notify anyone that this inspection is going to occur?
They're random.
They're random? How often do you do inspections?
It varies.
So this inside the shop, where did you say it's located?
I'd have to look at my report for the exact address, but I believe it was on 7 Mile on the west side of Detroit.
Okay, and were you the only trooper that entered, or was there anyone else who entered?
There were several people, other state police troopers with me.
And do state troopers, do you all have body cameras or any type of video or anything recording?
At the time this inspection was conducted, we do not wear those. However, very recently we have started wearing them, but at the time this occurred, no.
So at the time this occurred, no body camera?
No.
And when you came in, you indicated that there was someone next to a register, correct?
Yes.
Are you certain you didn't see somebody coming from the back with their hands up?
I did not see that.
And you indicated that you spoke with the female?
Correct.
Okay. And you advised her that you were there to conduct an inspection?
Yes.
And did you have a conversation with her beyond that?
Yes.
Okay. And during that conversation, she advised you that she had only been working there for about a month, correct?
Correct.
And she advised you that she didn't know who the owner of the store was, correct?
That's correct.
And you asked her who paid her, correct?
Something along the lines of that. How does she get paid, or who pays her?
And she did not, you didn't observe her to have any type of keys or anything to open up any offices or anything like that, correct?
I don't recall searching her, or if she had nothing of her personal items. So I don't know.
Okay, you did not observe anyone else in the store, correct?
Correct.
And the other officers that were, I'm sorry, the other troopers that were there, did they walk around the store?
Yes.
And the value that you came up with, was that based off of you going to grab receipts that were laying around? How did you get that value?
So as I said earlier, we have a book. It's just a compiled book from wholesalers that are licensed in Michigan to sell tobacco. And they give us those prices for our investigation. So in this exact situation, when we seize tobacco, we know exactly what the estimated, what the retail price of that product is and the applied tax to that.
So you just walked around the store to see what was in the store?